In Division 2 with 7 wins and 2 losses, 16th ranked Cesar Chavez.
The final night of the regular season in Arizona high school football brings us a matchup with the feel of a playoff game. From Marcos de Niza High School in Tempe, Arizona, the IBN Sports Broadcasting Network presents a pair of 7-2 teams with high postseason hopes in Division 2. It's the Marcos de Niza Padres hosting the Cesar Chavez champions, and it's live here on IBN Sports. Good evening again, everyone. My name is Ken Tomash. Along with Chet Golay, we'll be your host for tonight's action as the regular season wraps up tonight. But for at least one of these two teams, Chet, it may be a situation where they have to win it to stay in it.
That's right, Ken. Marcos de Niza is ranked 7th in the Division 2 AIA Power Rankings, and they are 2nd in the Section 3. Now, the top 3 from each section are guaranteed an automatic bid to the playoffs. So for Marcos de Niza, if they want an automatic bid, they have to win tonight. As for Cesar Chavez, they are ranked 17th in the Division II AIA Power Rankings. So they also need this win to stay alive for any playoff hopes because they are 9th in their section.
Well, Chavez's nickname is the Champions, and their coach, Jim Rote, knows all about championships. Among his 275 career wins are 5 state titles here in Arizona, to go with 2 in Ohio. Some have taken issue with his methods, but there's no arguing the results. Chavez was 0-10 2 years ago when they were on probation. A bunch of players transferred. They went 4-7 last year despite injuries, finished the season with a bunch of JV players playing varsity. They have a chance tonight, though, to win their 8th game of the season, and offensively it all starts with senior quarterback Chandler Hovick.
Now, Ken, Chandler Hovack is a 6'1", 190-pound quarterback. He's had a monster year so far, throwing for 25 touchdowns and only 5 interceptions. He has 64% completion percentage, and he's coming off a really hot game, throwing 10 of 14 for 3 touchdowns against Sierra Linda, and a 62-0 pummeling. The Champions also have a high-powered offense that he leads. They have 42 points per game.
And Marcos' coach has Roy Lopez is a big, strong passer of his own, and Tommy Thornton. Thornton doesn't throw quite as often as Hovick. He's very accurate as well. His team's leading rusher did throw his first interception since week 2 in that 56-6 win over South Mountain last week. But they have a chance tonight to go to the playoffs on a high note, and we are about ready to get this underway. And Chavez kicks off. And this one's going to be just short at the 5-yard line. It'll be picked up there by Jaquise Moore. And Moore is out across the 20 to about the 24. And that's where the...
Looks like there was could have been a fumble on the play.
There was a fumble on the play.
Looks like the referees are seeing who's going to recover.
Paul Verna is our referee tonight. But it looks like it's going to be Marcos de Niza starting from their own 24-yard line. Now a little bit more confusion as we have yet to have an actual snap. Tommy Thornton, number 13, is the quarterback with a ton of receivers. Royal Bailey, Josh Kirkwood, Paul Elvira. And we've got our first flag of the night.
See, Thornton is actually a dual threat quarterback, which has worked out tremendously for the Padres of Marcos de Niza. He's run for 5 touchdowns and passed for 14 this season for a total of 19 touchdowns.
All right, so as it turns out, de Niza penalized 5 yards. And Thornton will start in the shotgun from his own 19. Will throw here along the near side, caught by Royal Bailey, and Bailey is out to the 29, almost the 30-yard line. That was on a 1st and 15 play. He gets gain of 11. Out to the 30, it'll be 2nd and short.
Bailey's also one of the large receivers on the team. He's 190 pounds, 6'2". Great big target for Thornton. It's like they're 4 wideout spread here.
Now Jaquise Moore starts in the backfield as the lone back, but he'll motion out of there. And he'll catch this one on the left flat. And he's out close to the first down at about the 33, 34-yard line. We'll have to wait and see where the spot is.
Looks like Thornton is throwing to one side his first 3 throws, and he's trying to open up the right side of the field.
So it should be 3rd and 1 after that reception by Jacquez Moore. Gets him to the 33. They need to get to the 34 on 3rd and 1. We're just underway in the first quarter from Marcos de Niza High School in Tempe, Arizona. Tommy Thornton again alone in the backfield. One man in motion, and they'll give it to him here along the near side. That'll be first down yardage. And the Padres pick up the first down thanks to Paul Elvira, an appropriate name on this Halloween weekend. He gets the first down on the reverse. He's got 179 yards rushing coming in, and to go with 4 touchdowns, he picks up the first down out to the 41-yard line for a gain of 8.
It's kind of a ghost play for
you might say that
for the Padres, because the Champions defense did not see that one coming.
So now Thornton on 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. Put Moore in motion, and they'll give it to him around the right side. Breaks out of one arm tackle, and he's finally brought down by Irvin Harris over on the far side, but not before he gets a first down across the 50.
That's great execution by Thornton and the Padres offense. He faked the Champions defense out on that, and Cesar Chavez had no idea what was coming.
An 11-yard gain. And another first down for the Padres, wearing the brown and gold and moving from right to left here in the first quarter. And we've got flags, and it's going to be a full start. So that'll back them up.
Movement on the offensive line.
Now, within the organization at Marcos de Niza, they have a running back by committee system. They've got Lee, Drew, Moore, Elvira, and sometimes Blankenship, the tight end, running the ball. A lot of them share responsibility on the offensive end.
Right now it's Moore in the backfield, and he'll shift out of there. As Thornton again out of the shotgun, looks here to the near side. It's going to be caught, but big hit immediately put on the receiver, Josh Kirkwood. For a minimal gain, if anything.
It's like they gained the penalty back on that play.
Got 5.
There's no gain on that play. Second down and 10. That was a 5-yard.
Yeah, it'll be just shy of a 5-yard gain. Second and just over 10 yards, but almost back to the line of scrimmage before the penalty. 8.5 minutes to go here, first quarter. Clock on the move. 2 receivers here to the near side, 2 to the far side. Again, they'll put Moore in motion, fake it to him. Thornton looks, and it is caught here along the near side. Complete to Elvira. It's just inside the 40 to the 39, but it's a gain of 9. It'll bring up 3rd and 1.
Something to watch for every time the last 4 plays that Moore has been in motion. He has been a decoy coming from the left to the right side. But coming from the right to the left side, the one time that he got the ball, that he actually got the ball, he ran for about 7 yards.
Well, this time he'll set up here to the near side as a receiver, as again on 3rd and short, 3rd and about 2 this time. Thornton, they'll give it this time to Moore. And it looks like he's got the first down inside the 40 to about the 36-yard line, gain of 3. And the Padres convert another 3rd down. They're 2 for 2.
Both of these offenses are very high-powered. As we mentioned, the champions are averaging 42 points a game. The Padres from Marcos de Niza are averaging 39 points a game, which is huge.
Both of them have had some blowout wins over some struggling teams, but they have been racking up the points for sure. Marcos de Niza in their last 2 outings, 63 and 56 points, looking for their first points of the game here with 7:09 to play and the clock running. And a first down, but before they can get this underway, we've got yet another procedure call against them.
I wouldn't say that all of the teams were struggling teams, because when the Padres played Camelback High School, they were 4-0. and we're expected to possibly lose that game, and they blew that game out.
Did have a great win at Perry. Also a good team, 120-7. Their only losses to Chaparral, who has a tendency to do that to you, and Ironwood Ridge. But here tonight it's homecoming, and as the 5-yard penalty backs them up to the 41, 1st and 15. Five receivers in the pattern as Thornton looks again. He likes this left side. That one time it's incomplete there. They're working on Chavez's Todd Slaughter out here, the corner.
I have a feeling he's going to open up once they get closer to the end zone. About the time they get inside the red zone, that right side of the field is going to open up a lot for Thornton.
So now on 2nd and 15 with 6:41 to play in the first quarter. 5 receivers out, 3 to the right side, 2 here to the near side for Tommy Thornton. Thornton again. He's looking deep now. And the catch is made by his tight end, Taylor Blankenship. Where's it, Elvira? 12, not 42. No,
42. That is Blankenship.
That is Blankenship. Terrific catch down inside to the 5-yard line.
As we mentioned, he loves that target. Blankenship is a 5'11", 190-pound junior.
And their second leading receiver with 17 catches. Now that's his 18th. Gives him a first down at the 5-yard line.
This first drive is definitely going to set the pace for the game.
So now 2 backs in the backfield as it's caught and short. That is Elvira, but he's down to about the 1, gain of 4. So 3rd and goal now, just a yard away from pay dirt. Clock running, 5:27 to play first quarter of a scoreless game between 7-2 teams. Now they'll bring everybody in tight. First man through is up and over for the touchdown. It's Adam Pavlenko.
First touchdown of the night for the Padres. We did mention it is their homecoming tonight. So a lot of people, a lot of pride out here for Marcos de Niza.
Adam Pavlenko dives over from a yard out. Only his 9th carry of the year, but his 3rd touchdown. Nice efficiency there.
As we mentioned, the Cesar Chavez champions, they have a very high-powered offense, which we'd be look forward to looking at coming onto the field. But their defense has given up a lot of points. Not last week. Last week they didn't give up any points, but they played against a very new school in Sierra Linda. But as we mentioned, their defense needs a little bit of work, as we showed in the first drive.
They go 81 yards in 12 plays, taking 6 minutes and 51 seconds to do it. Pavlenko goes over from a yard out. Jaron Jones hit the point after. And with 5 minutes and 9 seconds to play in the first quarter from Marcos de Niza, it's the Padres 7-0 over the champions.
And the confetti in tonight's game is provided by Confetti.
So now we'll see that Chavez offense.
Let's do a percentage of an onside kick right now. What's your percentage?
I would think that would be quite aggressive.
Very. Cesar Chavez is very, very fast and speedy, so don't be surprised if they run it back.
Connor Buckley chips this one over. It hits at the 20. That's a live ball, and it's going to be collected there by Chavez, but what could have been a very dangerous play. DJ Stafford gets the ball, goes to his knees at the 12, so that puts Chavez back at deep in their own territory with 5:02 to play in the first quarter.
It's a great kick by the Padres.
Certainly effective. It keeps it away from the speedy return men. And so now we'll see Chandler Hovick, who we talked about at the top of the show, the 6'1", 190-pound senior, second-year starter, terrific passer, 64% on the year, 25 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. Doesn't run quite as well as Tommy Thornton does, but we didn't see Thornton run on that first drive either. Now in 1st and 10 from the 12. They'll flip it out here along the near side to Kendall Johnson. And Johnson still has those legs pumping as he gets out across the 15 to what looks to be about the 16 or 17-yard line.
Josh Kirkwood on the tackle for the Padres. Gain of 4 on the play.
Only a gain of 4 on the play. Look for Chavez to run the ball in the next few plays. It's playing to their strengths.
Well, spot the ball about the 17, so we'll call it a gain of 5 and 2nd and 5. Multiple misdirections there, and it's flipped out along the near side to Jay Jordan, and Jordan is running free before he's finally brought down by Brian Drew Jr.
Close to a 30-yard gain.
So much for running the football there, Hoss. Out to the 47-yard line, so a gain of 30.
Spotted at the 47-yard line of the Padres.
So already we're seeing that offense led by Chandler Hovick. He's got Kendall Johnson with him in the backfield as he operates out of the shotgun. And this play's going nowhere before we even get started. So that'll back the champions up.
Penalty is against Marcos Niza. Second, and penalty is against Cesar Chavez. It's a 5-yard infraction. Remains first down, now 15 to go for a first down.
So 1st and 15 now as Hovick has receivers to both sides. He'll throw across the middle. It's complete. And the receiver is dropped just as soon as he catches that one.
That was a beautiful catch. He had half a millisecond to catch that before the Padres defenders got him.
Jay Jordan gets out to the 45-yard line for an 8-yard gain. 2nd and 7. Now I'll pitch it out here along the right-hand side. Kendall Johnson gets dropped there as a host of brown jerseys bring him down.
So eight Padre defenders to bring him down. One thing we need to say about the Marcos de Niza defense is that they're in every single one of their wins, they have held their opponents to under 13 points. That's amazing. That's an amazing statistic.
All right, from the 41. 3rd and about 4. Now Hovick has 3 receivers to the left side. 2 here to the right. Quick drop, and he bounces that one in front of his receiver, Kevin Broom.
Watch Marcos de Niza. In that last play, they had kind of a cheating blitz. They had about 4 people coming up forward, and then they went back into the backfield.
So 4th down time, and with the importance of this game to his team, we told you about Chavez sitting at number 17 in the power rankings. This is almost like a playoff game for them. Jim Ratte is going to go for it here on 4th and about 4. Hovick again in the shotgun, and he will hand it off here along to the sweeping to the left side to Jay Jordan. And it looks like Jordan may have the first down. It's very close, but it does look like he's got it.
Jay Jordan has a small 5'7", 170 frame, but he sure is fast.
5-yard gain there. 2:34 to play first quarter. Clock running. It'll be first down at the 36-yard line.
I would say this is somewhat of a playoff game for both teams because Marcos de Niza is not guaranteed a spot. They are 7th.
Yeah, but they're 2nd in the section, so it's
very true.
The onus is on the champions to get in. Here's Ovick, the quarterback draw, and he's going to be dropped there.
In this new system in the AIA playoffs, it's 3 per section, 3 sections. That's 9 teams guaranteed. It is possible for the power rankings for someone to get bumped if they are 4th in their division.
So Hovick scrambled down to the 31 for a gain of about 5. We told you he doesn't run all that often. Averaging under 3 yards a carry. I'd much rather have him back in the shotgun where he is now. Throwing the ball, and this time he hands it off to Kendall Johnson, and Johnson is going to be swarmed under. And Pavlenko, again, will call his name quite a bit tonight. Their leading tackler with 83 tackles coming in. Committed to Iowa State, where he'll play his college football. Time running out here in the first quarter, 1:12 to go, and the clock running. And it'll bring up 3rd and about 5 from the 30 after a gain of about 1. Hovick now. Quick drop, and he bounces this one towards his receiver over here on the near side, looking for Johnny Cruz. It's going to be incomplete. He went forward on 4th down before. Expect we'll see the same here.
I will say I think that Hovick telegraphed that a little bit. You can see the eyes of the Marcos Deniza defenders chomping at the bit to intercept that ball.
So now 3 receivers here to the near side, 1 to the far side on 4th down and about 5. And it's incomplete. Hovick threw that one behind the receiver who cut inside. So a 10-play drive goes for naught. And the champions turn the ball over with 54 seconds to play in the first quarter. I thought we were going to have a circumstance, Chet, where each team would have 1 possession in the first quarter, and that would be it.
Well,
you don't see very often.
That is true. In 5 of the 7 wins for Marcos Deniza, they have held their opponents to 7 points or less. That is truly remarkable for a high school defense.
Now Maurice Lee is in the backfield with Thornton, and Lee will get the carry. Cuts back up inside. Look at the move as he shifted his hips and got the first down out to the 43-yard line. Gain of about 12 and a nice run there.
He's one of those players that you don't want him in the open field on if you're a defensive player.
Their second leading rusher with 445 yards coming in and a nice 7.7 yards per carry average. Clock running now, 35 seconds to go in the first quarter. Depending on what happens here, this could be the last play of the quarter. Thornton on 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. Now hand it off again inside. Look at the burst of speed here. Cuts outside, cuts back inside. Zone. Maurice Lee, 43-yard touchdown. And the Padres are up 13-0 with the extra point to come.
Lee giving something the crowd to cheer about. Homecoming night. Looks like Marcos Deniza is bringing it to the table, with Lee leading the charge that drive.
The last 2 plays were all him, a 12-yard gain up the middle and then a 43-yard touchdown. So they can do the long grinding drive. They went 12 plays on their first possession. As the point after by Jaron Jones is good. And with just 11 seconds to go in the first quarter, it's Marcos Deniza at home, leading on homecoming, 14-0. So they go 69 yards in 2 plays, and they use just 43 seconds to do it. So their first drive took almost 7 minutes. Their second drive, just 43 seconds. They get touchdowns on both of them and lead 14-0.
One thing to also note is that this has been a very, very efficient game so far. Only 2 penalties on both teams of 5 yards each. So that is quite an accomplishment in itself, Ken.
Especially since the last game you and I were together, we saw Liberty with 20 penalties in the first half.
In the first half, that's right.
So now here in the first quarter, see Connor Buckley. Last time he dropped a nice little kickoff right to about the 24-yard line over the first couple rows of receivers. See what he does here. Buckley this time he does the same thing, but to the other side.
Cesar Chavez was absolutely ready for that this time. Last time they let it bounce and we're hoping to get it in the backfield, but they caught on to Marcos Denise's plot.
Chris Corral, the senior running back, came up with that one, and so with just 3 seconds to go here in the first quarter, Chavez takes over at their own 30-yard line. Barring anything odd, this will be the final play of the first quarter. A quick-moving first quarter, by the way.
Very quick.
So first down from the 30. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 receivers to the far side. Hovick looks over the middle, and it was broken up and nearly intercepted. Daniel Villalobos knocks that one down as the quarter comes to a close. Chet and I will be back after this. It's 14-0 Marcos Deniza after 1. You're watching IBN Sports. So Villalobos was hit with a pass interference call, actually, on that last play. So I thought you couldn't end a half on a defensive penalty. Having an untimed down here is just silly, but here we are. Out to the 45. Hovick gets that one complete to Kendall Johnson, and Johnson is wrapped up there by Villalobos. He gets to the 49-yard line.
One thing to notice about Hovick is that he's very calm in the shotgun. He seems very calm and cool and collected under pressure.
So now we've come to the end of the quarter. We'll remind you to tune into 12 News tonight at 11:35 p.m. for Friday Night Fever, live with Bruce Cooper and crew. It's everything an Arizona high school football fanatic needs. From incredible plays to fierce rivalries and amazing comebacks, catch highlights, scores, and video on demand at FridayNightFever.azcentral.com. Chet and I will be right back.
From the 70s, how about the 80s? Stand up and be recognized. From the 90s, I didn't have to tell them to stand up and be recognized. How about the 2000s? Yep, once a Padre, always a Padre. And there is a class of 1981 reunion right here in front of the press box, along with the years of 1978, 79, 1980, 1982. 60-plus grads toured Marcos Deniza earlier today, the largest of any alum tour ever at Marcos Deniza. It's great to have you back.
Second quarter begins here with the Cesar Chavez champions trailing 14-0, but with the ball. And Hovick gets sacked. Again, we have another flag down. Thought they saw a face mask there. Paul Verna confirms that they did swipe through and get Chandler Hovick's face mask. And so umpire Darryl McCray will move the ball back all the way down inside the 40 to the 38-yard line, and it's a first down.
Hovick might have been a little bit too casual in that shotgun.
He said he's calm. He's got a good position here. His team trails by 14, but they are on the move. Just underway in the second quarter. Again from the shotgun. Pocket collapses, and Hovick has to scramble forward and gets to about the 35-yard line.
Hovick very quick on his feet. It looked like he was going to get sacked on that play.
He's to the 35. Second and a long 5 here.
The touchdown club says thank you to Albertson's Grocery and thanks you for your continued support of Marcos Deniza.
So now DJ Stafford is in the backfield with Hovick. Staying in there to block as it's flipped here along the near side. Jay Jordan again. Jordan, a trusted receiver. Hovick is inside the 30. Very close to the first down, but he's still a little bit short. I think they're going to put it down right at the 30, it appears.
Maurice Lee is one of the players that's playing both ways tonight. Looks like he's playing strong safety as well as running back.
So 3rd and short. Chavez's last drive went 10 plays, but they turned the ball over on downs. Now 3rd and 5 with 2 receivers to the right side and 1 here to the near side, but Hovick will keep it himself. Stiff arms a defender, and it looks like he's very, very close to the first down. I think he's got it, but it's going to be very close and depend on the spot. Officiating crew will give that an eyeball and say, no, he's just short.
Surprising Hovick has not thrown the ball more. He threw for over 300 yards last week. You'd think he'd be a little trigger happy.
4th and inches. Well, Hovick's a big guy. Why not just, I'd say the quarterback sneak, but they line up in the shotgun most times.
Take a look at the Marcos Deniza defensive line. I think they're a little bit bigger.
Push it to the right side. Again, it's going to be very, very close. Kendall Johnson took the pitch and went to the right side, but it is very, very close. They're right over there by the chain gang. And so they're going to measure here. Paul Verna says it's too close to tell just by eyeballing it. Great defensive play on the corner there by the Deniza defense.
It's like,
and he just got it by
a couple inches.
So, yeah, to the 28-yard line. Keeps the drive alive.
Did you notice the pitch that Hovick had? It was a two-handed pitch.
He's done that a couple of times.
I've never seen that before. It's kind of unorthodox, but it's worked for him so far.
So now to the 28. 1st and 10, and we've got a timeout call here.
There is a timeout on the field. And don't forget about the 50-50 raffle. We're doing that again.
So don't forget, folks, tune into 12 News tonight at 11:35 p.m. for Friday Night Fever, live with Bruce Cooper and crew. It's everything an Arizona high school football fanatic needs, from incredible plays to fierce rivalries and amazing comebacks. Catch highlights, scores, and video on demand at FridayNightFever.azcentral.com. Offer the best coverage of high school sports across the nation. Tune in to IBN Sports. And for a DVD of this game and any other game we bring you, visit IBNSports.com if you're not there already. Ken Tomasz, Chet Volay with you from Marcos Deniza High School in Tempe, Arizona, for this matchup of two 7-2 teams, the Cesar Chavez champions, who have the ball now and have just converted a 4th and inches, against the Marcos Deniza Padres. We told you the Padres' only losses of the year to top-ranked Chaparral and to Ironwood Ridge. Chavez's 2 losses coming against Canyon del Oro, 28-27, and then 2 weeks ago at Fairfax. Stampede having a good year. And
Fairfax, one of the newer schools in the Valley.
Yes, plenty of them. Here's Hovick going up top into the end zone, and it's incomplete. Defended well there as he was looking for Johnny Cruz.
It was a beautiful pass, right on the money. Just looked like the Marcos Deniza defense had already had Cruz covered.
Secondary, Priest Willis, Brian Drew Jr. had it read nicely. 2nd and 10 now from the 28 with 9:13 to go in the first half.
Lining up with 4 receivers.
And now 5, 3 here to the near side.
Oh, that is 5.
On 2nd and 10, and they've got to take a timeout. They may not have had enough personnel in the game. Or they wouldn't have the right personnel in the game, at least, so.
Maybe it's just us being in Tempe. But from afar, those Marcos Deniza uniforms kind of look old school ASU.
Absolutely.
Pat Tillman days.
I'm not sure that was just a coincidence. It does kind of look that way.
Because, they had a lot of the darker maroon that almost looked black.
Right, that was before. Yeah, you're right.
You will not be allowed to enter
Archuleta and
the Hauntatorium.
Adam Archuleta and Pat Tillman and Jake Plummer.
So now they'll bring teams out of the timeout. Jim Rattay wanting to make sure that everybody's on the same page here for the Chavez champions. On 2nd and 10 from the 28-yard line. Now 3 receivers here to the near side and just 1 to the far side. Kendall Johnson, the lone back. He's blocking now for Hovik, who's scrambling to the right side. He's just going to tuck it and run. Nice tackle as he's pushed out of bounds. Again, Daniel Villalobos, ever present. But Hovik does get to about the 22-yard line for a gain of 6.
May have gained 6 on the play, but for the Marcos Niza defense, it was actually Villalobos might have saved a touchdown right there.
3rd and 4.
Cesar Chavez, 4 yards to go for a first down.
Kendall Johnson will stay in with Hovik, who's got 2 receivers to either side. Give it to Johnson. Johnson bursts up the middle, following a block. He's got the first down, and he's going to be taken down inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line for a 15-yard gain.
Johnson split right through the middle of the defensive line. Great blocking by the champions.
Jake Cortez with a terrific block. He was following that lead and ended up with a 1st and goal play, and we've got a Chavez player down.
Looks like Perea is coming in the game for the Padres of Marcos Niza. Coming in for Mario Nava.
So now the athletic training staff will have a look at the injured Chavez player. We can't identify from this vantage point. We are at Cesar Chavez, or we're at Marcos Niza High School, rather, in Tempe, Arizona, between 2 teams from the South Valley. Chavez from Levine. Marcos Deniz, obviously, from right here in Tempe, where it is homecoming, and lots of folks have come back. The class of 1981 is celebrating right below us, their 30-year reunion.
30 years.
Homecoming in a lot of places all over the valley. It'll happen to you one day, my friend. One day, many years from now.
Well, it is, like as you mentioned, it is homecoming at ASU as well. They are playing the Colorado Buffaloes.
New members of the Pac-12.
And it should be not a very close game, but you never know with the Sun Devils.
Well, you hope for homecoming that would be the idea, but
I think it's going to be easier or harder to predict what uniforms they'll be wearing than the score. Seems it's been that way.
It's a mix and match world anymore, as now they've helped the injured champion player to his feet, but it looks like he's favoring the right ankle, and it may very well be that is Jay Cortez, who had that great block. If it's 54, which it appears to be, but it is. Well, he goes out a hero, having led the way on that 15-yard gain, but then leaves the game with an injury. It appears to be the right ankle. Down to the 7-yard line. Deepest penetration of the game for Chavez.
Hopefully he'll be back, but looking at that injury does not look promising.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line. Now they're going to work out of the Wildcat. Hovik is not in there. They'll run this to the right side. They'll string him out, though, on the edge, and the huge hit laid on there. DJ Stafford playing quarterback in the Wildcat, but he couldn't get around the corner. And, in fact, may have lost a half yard or so.
Richard Dollard saw that coming from a mile away. He came in all the way from being a defensive back, sprinted all the way to the 15-yard line to clobber him.
They have lost a yard back to the 8. So much for the Wildcat. Hovick now in the shotgun with Kendall Johnson next to him and receivers to either side. They'll stick it in Johnson from behind. Just that little kind of a, I don't even know what you call that. Delayed draw.
It was a delayed
Stuck
draw,
it under his right arm. Got down to about the 6-yard line.
I think that may have been improvisational.
Under 8 minutes to play now in the half, and Chavez on the 13th play of this drive. Jay Jordan goes in motion. Hovick looks, and that one is batted down. Tried to send that one into the end zone, and it was batted down by Rashad Baker. Baker, their second leading tackler and leading sack man, got his hands up that time and batted that one down.
It is very rare to see a quarterback be flat-footed when he comes into the shotgun, and when he throws a pass. Hovick was flat-footed in the last 3 plays. Something just to keep an eye on.
So 4th and goal from the 6. They're down 14-0 and looking to get on the scoreboard. Hovick, pressure, goes to the screen, and it's incomplete, intended for Kendall Johnson. Second time that the champions have turned the ball over on downs after long drives. That one was 14 plays. It went from their own 30 all the way down to the 6-yard line.
As we mentioned, the Padres defense does not give up points easy, period. And it was number 19, Jalen Shands, had an isolation on the left side, but Hovick did not see it. Thornton getting ready to lead the Marcos de Niza Padres offense.
From the 6, he's standing at his own goal line. And he'll keep it himself. Told you he's their leading rusher, and he's out across the 10, almost to the 15-yard line.
Well, when you're 6'3", 207 pounds, and a senior, there's not going to be very many people that can stop you. Definitely likes to have the ball in his hands, whether he's throwing it or...
You can stop yourselves, is apparently what happened here, as this penalty will be on the Padres, and will move them back. Half the distance to the 3-yard line.
There was a penalty on the play against Marcos de Niza.
So now Thornton will be standing in his own end zone. Maurice Lee is back in the backfield. That's complete over on the far side. Josh Kirkwood makes the catch.
Now, if you remember back to the last drive we had, Thornton kept it on one side of the field and then opened it up completely on the other side of the field. Watch Blankenship on the right. The right side of the field.
16-yard reception and run out to the 19, 1st and 10.
This time it's Elvira.
So a little more breathing room now for the Padres, who lead it 14-0 at home on the final night of the regular season. Lots of time. Thornton throws deep, and there was Blankenship, and that ball just off his hands a little awkwardly. Had to turn his body around and couldn't come up with it, but if he had, it would have been a huge gain.
He does have a rocket arm. He really does, and he has rocket legs too. I mean, he's been running. That ball was basically teardrop to him.
Thornton completes 66% of his passes. He's thrown for more than 1,800 yards, 14 touchdowns coming in.
Second year as a starter, coming from Colorado.
And now on 2nd and 10 from the 19-yard line. He'll again look to load it up, and he threaded that one in nicely, complete, up to the 30-yard line as Royal Bailey gets the first down. An 11-yard grab by the junior, Royal Bailey, who's had a couple of catches tonight.
He has his core group of receivers. He's getting everybody involved. That just shows the amount of talent that this team has. To score 39 points a game, you've got to have more than one person out there on the field to get the ball.
On 1st and 10 from the 30.
Lee in motion.
Thornton again, nice catch over on the far side. Are they going to give it to him? Yes. Elvira makes the catch out to about the 37-yard line. So Elvira's been active on this night. 5:20 to play in the half, and the clock moving, as are the Padres. We'll send Bailey and Elvira out to the left side.
Got two in the backfield.
Kirkwood and Lee. And Thornton gets dropped there by Brian Chest. So Chest drops him back to the 30 for a loss of 7.
Keep in mind, next time you see two in the backfield right next to Thornton, it's going to be some kind of trickery play. It's some kind of formation that they've already used two of the options. One of them worked. This one obviously didn't.
So it'll be 3rd and 10. And another timeout called here with 4:28 to play here in the first half from Marcos de Niza High School in Tempe, Arizona, on the final coverage of high school sports, baseball, mixed martial arts, and original shows on IBN Sports. We're glad you're with us here tonight watching football. The Padres scored twice in that first quarter. Adam Pavlenko's 1-yard dive at the end of a long drive made it 7-0. And after the champions went on a long drive that resulted in them turning the ball over on downs, the Padres went 69 yards in 2 plays. All the yards by Maurice Lee. Lee ran 43 yards for the score that made it 14-0 after 1, and that's where we stand at the moment.
So far, we have Lee, Elvira, Blankenship, and also
on 3rd and 10.
Thornton.
And he is going to be dropped again after a gain of about 1. He just did manage to get past the line of scrimmage before Chewy Cerna dropped him. And they're actually going to say got back to the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be punting situation.
A rare mishap by the Padre offense. It is comforting to know that they're going out with a defense that stopped him at the red zone in the past.
Villalobos gets it high in the air. It's going to take a nice Padre roll. And it'll be down at about the 22-yard line. 48-yard punt. No return. And it'll be Chavez's ball there.
Villalobos, that is one thing that's definitely going to be one of the deciding factors in this game is a position after a turnover or a score. The Padres have pinned them back pretty good 2 times already. Champions are definitely looking for some momentum right now.
It's only their 3rd possession of the game.
Wow.
Their first 2 have been 10 plays and 14 plays, and they have no points to show for it. On 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line. Here's Hovick now. Pressure, scrambles away from it. Lofts the ball high in the air to the right side, and it's going to be intercepted. Intercepted back at the 38-yard line.
Gomez Mikel with an absolutely acrobatic catch.
That is his 6th interception of the year. Giovanni Gomez Mikel went up like a center fielder and came down with it at the 39-yard line.
Middle of the air, landed right on his back. Probably got the wind knocked out of him, but boy, it's definitely worth it. What an athletic play.
Ball spotted on the 39-yard line. First and 10.
So the Padres have it back at their own 39 with 3:29 to play in the game, or in the first half, rather. Game's going quickly, but not that quickly. First down from the 39. Thornton looking deep here. Elvira leaps up, makes the grab. He's got first down yardage before Jay Jordan latches onto him and pulls him out of bounds there.
Thornton has aired it out a good 7 times already, and it's not even the end of the first half. 3:21 to go. Champions had the ball on offense for about 7 seconds. And that Marcos de Niza defense is just suffocating them, even in the open field.
31-yard gain down to the 30, and Elvira has definitely been a horror show for Chavez's defense here tonight. We're just going to keep doing these until we run out of them, actually,
why not?
In case you're wondering at home. Again, another big run and another touchdown for Maurice Lee. Lee runs 30 yards for his second long touchdown of the game, and it's 20-0 Marcos de Niza.
What I think Maurice Lee put on his Christmas list is an open field. Because once he gets on open field, he's running like he just got something for Christmas.
It has come early.
Definitely.
On this Halloween weekend. 30-yard run. Jaron Jones will attempt the point after here. Jones puts it up and through. And with 3:12 to go in the first half, Marcos de Niza now has extended their lead to 21-0. Their last 2 touchdown drives have been 2 plays each. 2 plays, 61 yards, 17 seconds.
The 3 aspects of the game so far are completely controlled by Marcos de Niza. Defense, offense, special teams, they're definitely all playing as one unit, and that is something that will definitely put a W on the scoreboard.
Well, this is the time of year when you want to be playing your best football, and Chavez has got some work to do here. de Niza has won 4 straight games since that loss at Ironwood Ridge back on September 23rd.
Now, you mentioned that they also lost to Chaparral. If they're playing this well and they lost to Chaparral, I think they should be okay with that because Chaparral is nationally ranked. So
Connor Buckley will kick off yet again here in the first half. He's executed the little pooch kick to perfection the last 2 times and kept a long return from happening. He will do it again here to the near side. And that ball is fair caught by Dante Cantrell at about the 35-yard line, and that's where Chavez will take over for their 4th possession of the first half.
Cantrell. There's a band in the 90s called Blue Cantrell. Hit 'em up style. Just quick fun fact for you.
All right.
Hovik.
Chavez has to get points out of this drive.
They really do. They only have 3 minutes to go. Chavez, it's not time to hit the panic button, but there needs to be a sense of urgency.
Well, they've shown they can move the football, just not when it counts. And Hovik bounces off his own man and is finally brought down by Angelo Zacchio. Zacchio, the 6'2", 251 senior. And he's out across the 35 to about the 37. Short gain. It'll be 2nd and 8 as Hovik goes over and gets instructions from his coach, Jim Rote.
Just something to note, so far in this half, only four penalties total.
That's why it's not even 8 o'clock and we're approaching the end of the first half.
Very, very efficient game. Very great job by the officials letting the players play.
Kendall Johnson again on that delayed draw and nothing doing. Marcos de Niza right there. And the Padres just wrap him up. And again, it's Adam Pavlenko who's right in the middle of things.
Pavlenka. He's going to be a Cyclone, right?
He is.
Living up to the mascot. He's
dropped him for a loss of almost 2 back to the 35. The ball just over the 35-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 9.5. And we're under 2 minutes to play now in the half on what is a critical drive for the Chavez champions, and they don't seem to be showing a sense of urgency here. Hovick will step up in the pocket. Now he's got no choice but to run, and he's forced out of bounds. Tried to dip under a defender there, but Angelo Zacchio was on him. It looks like he did get out of bounds, but he got to the 40-yard line, and it's going to be a Niza timeout. It'll be 4th and about 5.
Hovick, I don't think it's his fault that he's not getting the ball to his main receivers, because he is being absolutely pummeled by the Marcos Niza defense.
Well, and a lot of that, too, seems to be the coverage of the secondary by Niza is not letting him find an open receiver. He's got time back there. It's not the pressure so much coming from the defensive lineman as he just doesn't have any receivers open.
I mean, he has the athletic Kevin Broom and Johnny Cruz downfield, but he can't see him when he has 7 guys coming at him. I mean, like we said before, you've got Villalobos. A lot of those guys, the defensive guys on the Padres are just giving him hell.
Arturo Macias is in what is apparently a punting situation. Macias is also, though, a backup quarterback. High snap and a bad kick. And that's going to take a bounce back into Chavez territory, and it's going to be down to there.
11-yard punt. That's not efficient.
Actually, when all is said and done, you see where they spot it at the 47-yard line. It's a 7-yard punt, actually.
Gosh, 7 yards.
Well, now with 1:21 to play, the Padres can stick a dagger here from the 46.
Padres, I feel like that's one of they're flirting with the huddle, no huddle offense.
3 receivers here to the near side, 1 to the far side. And out of the shotgun, he'll look deep again. And that one looks like it's going to be intercepted, and it is back at the 11-yard line. So the teams have traded interceptions here late in the half. That one is DJ Stafford who comes up with it. Long throw by Tommy Thornton. Intercepted only his 5th of the year. His 5th interception of the year.
5th interception of the year, but it's actually not that bad for Marcos Niza.
Given how much time remains and how deep they're going to end up with the ball.
And how well their defense is doing.
Yeah, it's not that bad at all. They'll call it the 10-yard line.
First and 10 champions.
Only 1:11 to play and 2 timeouts remaining. So we'll see what the champions elect to do here. They got a long way to go and a short time to get there.
That's still not sensing any urgency from.
Now they'll hand it here to Kevin Broom, and Broom off the right side gains a few yards across the 15 to about the 16. Broom, of course, waited a long time to get to play for Chavez. Sat out last year after transferring from St. Mary's. But the 5'11", 205-pound senior is their number 3 rusher coming in. Almost 9 yards a carry.
He's also a wide receiver and a linebacker. He's got a full load on his shoulders.
In 6 there. It's 2nd and 4. And Chavez again. They're going to look for the flea flicker here, it looked like, but there was nothing doing. And Jay Jordan had to keep it himself, and he got out just across the 20 to the 21, and Chavez will take a timeout there, it appears.
Very close to the first down. Yep, they got a first down.
Across the line to gain was the 20, and ball's across the 20. So take their second timeout with 18 seconds to play. And maybe not. Again, they'll pitch it on the right side. And Johnson's going to be forced out of bounds after a gain of a few, and a flag comes in at the end. So it might have been a late hit over there. Always dangerous when you have a swarm of defenders over on a sideline when a play gets strung out like that.
Troy Johnson into the game for Marcos Niza.
It is a personal foul against the Padres, and it's going to be tacked on to the end. It's noticed our referee Paul Verna's rocking the sideburns tonight, it looks like.
First down, Chavez.
Stylish.
For Elvis.
It's one of those throwback nights. You know, it's homecoming. A lot of folks who wore the sideburns back in the day
Ball spotted on the 20,
are here tonight.
35. The ball is spotted
So
on the 42.
put it out to the 42-yard line
Chavez.
with 6 seconds to go. Now they run a couple of different handoffs inside, and should be the last play of the half as Jay Jordan gets across the 45 to the 46 for a gain of about 4, but that's the end of the first half. So Marcos Niza goes to the locker room and delights this homecoming crowd as they lead the Cesar Chavez champions at the half by a score of 21-0. Enjoy the halftime festivities here, folks, and Chet and I will be back in about 15 or 16 minutes or so. For now, thanks for watching. You're watching IBN Sports. So the third quarter is about to begin here at Marcos Niza High School in Tempe, Arizona. Ken Tomash and Chet Golay with you. Chet, we have two high-powered offenses here, but it's been all Marcos Niza offensively in the first half. They're halfway to their scoring average, but Chavez has not been able to get really on track. Their first two drives, their first two possessions totaled 24 plays, and they only ran 11 plays the rest of the half. What was the difference offensively for them?
I don't think there was really a difference offensively. I think the difference comes in the Marcos Niza defense. They have just smothered the champions. They really are not living up to their name right now because they can't. They have been swarmed in the backfield, and in the open field, the defensive backs have really been on it. There's a beautiful interception by the Padres. I really can just attest it to the Padres defense.
And Maurice Lee chipped in with two long touchdown runs. And so it's Marcos Niza 21 and Cesar Chavez nothing at the half. Now, Chavez does get the ball back now to start the third quarter, Chet. You want to see more of a sense of urgency on that first possession, and how critical do you think that first possession is?
I think the first possession is definitely critical, and you said it. The sense of urgency is what was missing from the offense towards the end of the first half, and that's definitely what we're going to be looking for.
Also, another note, we told you that it's homecoming here at Marcos Niza, and Padre quarterback Tommy Thornton, the homecoming king. We'll see how he celebrates in the second half, which is just about to get underway.
From 1976, happy birthday. Manny's 54 years young.
So we told you that Chavez is going to get the ball to start the second half.
Always a Padre.
So Jaron Jones will kick off now, and we are underway, and they try the little drag onside kick, and the Padres got it back. So everything that we said about the first drive for Chavez goes right out the window on the onside kick to start the second half. Well,
that's very, very, very
that's
risky.
Aggressive, yes.
Risky.
Aggressive, risky. There's a lot of... And Niza is going to get the ball at the Chavez 43-yard line. That's that perfect little drag, kind of like a drag bunt almost.
It was.
Ryan Hawkins of Sunrise Mountain is very good at that as well. Well, he'll drag it along next to him and then fall on it after it goes 10 yards. So Niza with the opening possession of the second half just underway. They lead it 21-0. And they'll hand this one here to Elvira. Elvira had a good first half catching the ball. Here he runs the ball.
Get a little spooky juke right there in the backfield.
We're not out of them yet, folks. There's a 2-yard gain for Elvira.
One word to describe this performance by Marcos and Niza, what would yours be?
Well, right now it's very, very impressive.
I would say efficient. It's been very efficient.
Well, they're getting it done on both sides of the ball. 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8 now from the 41. Tommy Thornton, the homecoming king, will hand this one off. No, he'll keep it himself and burst right up the middle. He's got the first down to the 31-yard line, a 10-yard gain. So the homecoming king celebrates here with a nice dash up the middle. We told you he is their leading rusher coming into this game with nearly 600 yards.
He kept his eyes open right down the middle on that play. If the middle wasn't going to open up, he was going to hand it right off to Lee. Look for that play again.
Life's all about options, Chet. Not just on the football
You just have
field.
to use them.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Now Lee is in the backfield, and they will hand it to Lee. Lee jukes up the middle, and he's finally going to be brought down inside the 30 to about the 26-yard line, and for a gain of 5. Lee had touchdown runs of 43 and 30 yards from the late first quarter to just before halftime. And he picks up 5 there and brings up 2nd and 5.
Lining up with 5 receivers this time.
Now Thornton confers with Lee and sends him off into the slot to the right side. Another motion man. They fake it to him. Thornton gets away from a defender, launches it towards the end zone. It's going to be picked off right short of the goal line. It's intercepted by Dante Cantrell. Cantrell with a terrific pick. And he couldn't possibly be any closer to the goal line without that being a touchback.
It's definitely a good thing. Thinking positively for the Marcos Niza side, it's a good thing because their defense is obviously going to pressure them and most likely get the ball back. See if the champions we see that sense of urgency with the offense.
Well, they have a long way to go from their own 1-yard line. Pressure will be coming on Hovick as they'll hand it up the middle. And he got out with forward progress. Again, it's Kendall Johnson, the 5'7", 160-pound senior.
No gain on the play. Ball still on the 1 yard.
He gets nothing. You hope that if you can hold him to minimal yardage here on this possession and force another bad punt, it could be back in good field position. It's 2nd and 10 now. 5 receivers as Chandler Hovick is alone in the backfield. Pressure coming, and he throws complete out across the 5-yard line. Still fighting almost to the 10. It's going to be very close to first down, but not quite. It's going to be Kevin Broom on the catch. He gets out to the 10-yard line for a gain of 9. It'll be 3rd and a long 1.
Broom's just one of those bodies that's just tough to bring down. He's just a stocky guy, and always looking to push through that defense. And he has been calling for the ball most of the day.
Well, we told you, as long as he had to wait for a chance to play for these champions, he's definitely wants the ball every time he can get it now. 3rd and a long 1, again out of the shotgun. Look, will throw, it's complete. First down yardage here. And the catch is made by Jalen Shands, his first catch of the game, and he is brought down by Priest Willis. But not before he gets the first down out to the 25-yard line, a gain of 15.
That's an aggressive tackle by Priest Willis. And Priest Willis playing for the Padres, a very
definitely not a man of the cloth.
Definitely not.
Is that what you're saying?
He's a man of the brown and gold cloth right now.
Well, out of the fryer and into the frying pan here with under 8 minutes to go, and his team trails 21-0. Hovick takes the delayed quarterback draw right at the middle to about the 27, a gain of 2.
Chavez needs someone named Champ to be aptly named on their squad.
So 2-yard gain for Hovik. 7.5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. And Marcos de Niza leading Cesar Chavez 21-0. The final game of the regular season for both these teams. And as it stands right now, Marcos de Niza in terrific shape to go into the playoffs on a high. And Chavez needs to win this game just to have a chance to be in the round of 16. Hovik floats that one over the top of the defense, and Johnson is going to be tripped up there. Nice one-armed open field tackle by Giovan Gomez-Miquel, who we saw make a nice interception in the first half.
Now, we saw Villalobos actually fake the blitz and then go back to it on that play. Keep your eye out on that a lot, because he's going to start in the middle of the field, right behind the line. He cut around on the left side, and as soon as he got there a little late, but if he hadn't hesitated, he might have gotten a huge sack on that play.
Daniel Villalobos, number 44 at inside linebacker. Now 3 receivers to the left side for Chavez on 3rd and short. Hovik up the middle, and it's going to take an open field tackle to bring him down. It's going to be very, very close to that first down. He needed to reach the 35, and I think they're going to spot him just shy. And that's that man Villalobos who does bring down Chavez, quarterback, officially at the 34. It'll be 4th and 1. This will be the 4th time that Jim Rattay has gone for it on 4th down.
I feel like the sideline has more sense of urgency, as we talked about, than the players at this point.
5:50 to go, third quarter. Critical point here, 4th and 1 at their own 34-yard line. Oh, you were trying to draw them off, and they may have done it, but we'll see. The flags fly, and it's up to the wing officials to confer here and decide. They are going to call offside on Marcos de Niza, so
the penalty is on Marcos de Niza.
It worked.
Offsides on the defense. A 5-yard infraction will result in a first down.
So on the 5-yard encroachment foul,
On the 40, 1st and 10.
the nose of the football is just shy of the 40-yard line. And Chavez, which started this drive at its own 1, is now in pretty decent field position with a 1st and 10 and 5:22 to play in the third quarter, and the clock running. They trail it 21-0 though. Hovik looking deep on the far sideline, and it's going to be picked off.
Those cornerbacks have been playing so tight to every long ball. It's rare to see someone get away from one of the cornerbacks today.
Priest Willis, we talked about him being aggressive on the tackle. There he makes the play on the ball for his 2nd interception of the season and gives the ball right back to Marcos de Niza. On the 28-yard line.
Thornton is leading his troops, the Padres, on another drive starting at the 30-yard line.
So both these number 13s have had unlucky starts to the third quarter, each throwing interceptions. That's actually going to go down as a run by Maurice Lee, as Thornton threw that one backwards, and Lee with a big gain out to the 39-yard line.
Started with the swing pass. Maybe they're actually trying to play like ASU now with the swing pass offense.
11-yard gain to the 39. And that clock now is stopped at 5. Now it runs again at 5 minutes. Wondered why it had stopped there briefly. Thornton again flips it out. And that one's complete over on the far side of the field to Jacquez Moore, who we saw have a hand in things in the initial couple of drives for Marcos de Niza.
Troy Johnson had a huge block on that for Marcos de Niza, number 51.
7-yard gain. It'll bring up 3rd and a long 3. Now Royal Bailey comes wide here to the near side. Jacquez Moore in the slot. And again, they'll run it up the middle, run some more clock, and when you've got a back like Maurice Lee, who can threat to break one at any time, why not? 3-yard gain out to the 49, and it's enough for the first down.
When you got a lead, 21-0 with 3:50 to go.
Here in the third. On
why not
homecoming.
run it up the middle?
Exactly, until they prove they can stop it. Taylor Blankenship, now the tight end, comes off. 4 receivers now, 2 men to either side. They'll fake it again to Elvira. And running up the far side is Tommy Thornton. And Thornton has the first down to the 33-yard line. But it's all going to come back on a flag.
I think Thornton wants an open field for Christmas too. I mean, did you see that? He took off. I did not expect someone as big of a frame as him.
Now you don't run for more than 600 yards on the ground without having something going on. This holding call is going to bring the Padres all the way back inside their own 40 to the 37.
That's really going to hurt them. But hasn't stopped them so far.
22 for a first.
The line to gain is the 41-yard line of Chavez. Try to get it back with that flick to Jacquez Moore. Moore still alive across midfield. He's going to get most, if not all of it, back with the second effort. He's down to the 40 and a first down. 23-yard gain.
Jacquez Moore, does he remind you a little bit of Jacquez Rogers from Oregon State last year?
A little shifty, hard to bring down.
Very
back.
shifty. Shifty's a great way to put it. Crafty, shifty.
Let's go with crafty. Shifty sounds a little untoward. I'm sure everything is totally above board here. First and 10 at the 40-yard line of Chavez. 2.5 minutes to play in the third. It's been all Marcos Niza in this game. Thornton's just going to keep it himself. It's pretty safe there. And Todd Slaughter brings him down, but not before he gains 2 yards to the 38.
Todd Slaughter. A lot of aptly named athletes out here tonight.
Pretty good for a Halloween weekend as well.
Right. See if Slaughter's going to...
And not only that, I mean, we have a Padre named Priest who just made an interception for Marcos Niza, Priest Willis. So that's appropriate as well.
Elvira, it's Halloween
Elvira
weekend.
on a Halloween weekend. Good stuff here. Parents knew what they were doing back in the day.
For this day.
Exactly. Second and 8 yards to go now. Line to gain is the 30 of Chavez. Minute 42 to play in the third quarter. Niza with all the time in the world, and they're using it. Again, they will hand this one to Maurice Lee. And Lee is down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. Gain of 4.
Great. They did a great job of disguising. They have been doing it all night. Seriously. Elvira's in motion, like I said before. Every time he starts on the right side, comes to the left, they disguise something.
It's going to be a 3rd and 4 from the 34-yard line. The line to gain is the 30. We're now at a minute 10 to play in the third. 7th play of the drive. Started with an interception by Priest Willis. They had the ball at their own 28-yard line. Thornton now throws. He short hops that one. Incomplete to Royal Bailey here on the near side. So that'll stop the clock with 58 seconds to go in the third.
It's a rare incompletion by Thornton. He's been very, like I said, efficient the whole day.
May have another one of those quarters where each team only has minimal possessions. This is the second possession of Niza's here in the third quarter, and we're under a minute to go now. From the 34, it'll be 4th and 4. They're going to go for it. Looking for the dagger. Thornton brings his man in motion, fakes it to him. Rolling to his right. Cuts back inside, will keep it himself, and he is leveled short of the first down. A tremendous hit by Irvin Harris. Harris just nailed Tommy Thornton and dropped him short of the first down by about a yard. What an open field hit that was by Thornton.
Harris really showed some passion and pride on that hit. I think that might have just reignited the flame in his team.
He said, there's your homecoming king, sir. So Chavez has the ball back with 49 seconds to go here in the third quarter, and maybe that will fire up their offense.
I think he was just jealous because he wanted to ride in a Camaro.
It's been, well, who doesn't? From their own 43 now, trailing 21-0 with time running out here in the third quarter. Hovick, the pocket collapsing around him, will scramble to the left side, and he's going to be pushed out over on that far side by Priest Willis, who's been very active tonight. An interception coming up from his strong safety position to make tackles like that one. And Hovick, from his 33 rather, gets across to about the 37 for a gain of 4. Clock stopped with 40 seconds to play in the third quarter here.
It made tonight special.
Now the receivers are looking at each other and putting their hands up as if they're not 100% on the same page, but we're set to go here now on second and about 6. They'll hand this one off to Kendall Johnson. Johnson's across the 40 to the 41.
Johnson has been consistent this game. He's been a consistent rusher. That was a gain of 4. He's been doing that consistently all night.
20 seconds to go in the quarter. Clock running. This could be the last play of the third quarter, and it's going to be a big one. A third and about 2 from the 41-yard line. 8 seconds. They may or may not get it off. They just do get it off. Hovick will put it out, and it's going to be dropped by Jay Jordan over on the far side of the field. And so when we come back for the fourth quarter, it'll be Marcos Niza 12 minutes away. Let me guess, we had another quarter end with a penalty on the final play, but no, that is going to be the end of the third quarter. So Chet and I will be back with the final 12 minutes of the regular season in Arizona for 2011. After this, after 3, it's Marcos Niza 21 and Cesar Chavez nothing.
76.
So the fourth quarter begins with a 4th and 2 for Chavez. Kevin Broom looking for the first down, and he's not going to get it.
On the play.
And so once again, the champions turn the ball over on downs.
It's Pavenko. Again, as we said before, he's going to Iowa State. He's going to be a Cyclone, and he is turning the champions' offense into a Cyclone right now. It really is. Him and Villalobos on defense are just anchoring that defense right into the champion heart.
Third time tonight that the champions have turned the ball over on downs. Now we're just underway in the fourth quarter. Niza has the ball back, and they lead it 21-0. And they'll hand this one off here. It's Jaquise Moore again. Boy, they've just got so many interchangeable parts that can run the football and just kind of death by 1,000 cuts, you know?
Paper cuts.
It's down to about the 36-yard line. So that's a gain of 5. Second and 5. Just underway in the fourth quarter.
Keep your eyes on Elvira on the right side of this bottom of your screen.
Number 12, he's the man going in motion now. They'll fake it to him. Chandler keeps it himself. Thornton on the run. Thornton heading for the corner of the end zone. He's in there. Thornton runs 36 yards for a touchdown, and that may just do it.
He doesn't need a corsage for tomorrow night. He can just give her a touchdown.
And again, they score unbelievably quickly. A 2-play touchdown drive.
Wow.
They go 41 yards in 2 plays in 54 seconds. And that may just have been the dagger. Thornton, the homecoming king, goes 36.
They are focused. You know, they know that if they keep playing like this with this momentum going into the postseason, I don't know very many other teams that can stop them. I mean, Chaparral is obviously the team to beat, but I think Marcos Niza can give them a run for their money.
Well, don't forget to tune in to 12 News tonight at 11:35 p.m. for Friday Night Fever, live with Bruce Cooper and crew. It's everything an Arizona high school football fanatic needs, from incredible plays to fierce rivalries and amazing comebacks. Catch highlights, scores, and video on demand at FridayNightFever.azcentral.com. Connor Buckley now set to kick off again after Jaron Jones executed the onside kick last time out. Return men are back to the 15 as it's chipped high and short again. And it's going to be fumbled, and Niza has it. He can't return it. Priest Willis is on it. DJ Stafford fumbled it.
I've never seen that strategy done before. I feel like he could kick it into the end zone, but they're definitely trying to get it into the secondary part of the champions.
Priest Willis ran into the end zone, but he's down by the 20 at the 25-yard line.
Are they not allowed to pick it up and take it in?
Well, I think they're saying he was down by contact, I think.
Okay. But the ball could not be advanced. The runner may have touched a knee to the ground.
Can't advance a muffed punt. Recover it. 10:50 to play here in the game, and things go from bad to worse for the champions. Ball at the 25-yard line. And Thornton throwing for the end zone. Touchdown! And it's that scary guy again, Paul Elvira, on Halloween weekend. With a horror show for Cesar Chavez. They trail it now 33-0.
I feel like right before he left, Elvira left the line, he said boo. And then right before he caught the ball. I will say this, though. That formation that they've been running with the two in the back right next to Thornton, that is one option they have not run all night. You know, that's probably out of that formation, probably the fifth option that they've run. Very, very good play calling, very good execution.
So tired of those two-play scoring drives, they score in one play, 25 yards. Jaron Jones's point after means it's all over but the shouting here at Marcos Niza as they lead it 34-0 with 10 minutes and 44 seconds yet to go in the game. They scored twice in a minute and 4 seconds. Actually, in 16 seconds. Score twice in 16 seconds to put the game away here in the fourth quarter.
Offense has been great. Defense has been great. But what has really been above and beyond is their special teams.
Well, the Touchdown Club would like to thank Amato's Mexican Restaurant.
Priest Willis was the man on the spot to recover that fumbled kickoff return by DJ Stafford. And on the very next play, Tommy Thornton threw his 15th touchdown pass of the season. 5th touchdown catch by Paul Elvira.
Tempe City Vice Mayor, Janice Photography.
And the rest of this is just going to be an exercise in what will the final score actually be. The result, I don't think, is any longer in doubt.
I have a feeling after the next touchdown that the Padres score that they're going to start putting in some seniors for some playing time. Some experience, and it's going to be their last home game officially.
Their starting defense, almost all seniors, only Priest Willis, the only underclassman. Again, they go with the short kick there, and it's taken by Chris Corral. Second time he's taken one of those short ones today, and he's out across the 35 to about the 36-yard line.
Corral was ready for that. He was definitely ready for that. Was it muffed punt, you said? What do they call it?
Cesar Chavez at the 36.
36. 10:36 to play in the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can't see the stands over on the home side of Marcos de Niza, but it is packed, completely full.
Festive atmosphere here on homecoming. 1st and 10 now from the 36 of Chavez, and again they'll run that little flip out to the right side. And again, the brown and gold defense is just swarming all over the ball carrier, Kendall Johnson. And if this is Kendall Johnson's final high school game, he's going to see in his sleep is that defense coming at him with nowhere to run and nowhere to hide.
5-0.
Did manage to get back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 36.
Come to the press box to collect your winnings.
Chandler Hovick now flips it here, and it's going to go through the hands of his receiver here on the near side.
There is a penalty.
It was very close being a backwards pass. It was kind of
Again in the 50-50 raffle.
Jalen Shands had that one go through his hands.
Collect your winnings at the 50-50 raffle table.
That's going to be roughing the passer call on Marcos de Niza. So instead of an incomplete pass,
$183 is the winning amount, and
it's going to be 15 yards and a first down for Chavez across midfield to the de Niza 49-yard line.
Go to the 50-50 raffle table to collect your winnings.
Sadly, the Cesar Chavez offense, a lot of it has come off the penalties from the Marcos de Niza defense.
3 receivers here to the near side, 2 men in the slot, 2 receivers to the right side. Sovic looks, he has time, and he's going to go down. Angelo Zacchio with his 4th sack of the year. Back to the 46 for a loss of 5.
It's a dangerous shoulder tackle there. Could have been bad if there was someone down on the other side.
Back to the 46. It'll be 2nd and 15. Clock running, 9:20 to play in the game.
15 yards to go for a first down.
One of the rare times tonight that they have actually gotten through and sacked Hovick. They have been putting pressure on him, forcing him to scramble like he is there, rushing to his right. Did manage to get that one away, but threw it out of play.
One thing we touched on, that both offensive lines have done a superb job tonight. The quarterbacks have each been sacked only one time, and that's also due to their great scrambling skills. But like we said, Hovick is kind of flat-footed when he's in there, so that just is a great attestament to his offensive line.
Third down, 15
So it'll be 3rd and 15 now. 9 minutes and 4 seconds to play in the game. It's been all de Niza tonight. They lead it 34-0. Early on, it looked like this was going to be a close game. It has been anything but, as Chavez has been unable to get their offense untracked. They faked that one to Jay Jordan and handed to Kendall Johnson up the middle, and Johnson gets out across the 45 to about the 48-yard line. A gain of 2.
A gain up to the
It'll be 4th
7-yard line.
and 13. Obviously, they're going to go for it here, trailing 34-0 with 8:38 to play in the game and the clock running.
Check it, it's 4th down and 13.
Interesting, the Padres are not playing anybody especially deep. It's 4th down. You'd think that they'd be playing someone a lot more in the backfield or in the
Well, they've seemed to have
open
had
field.
success regardless of how deep they're playing, and they know that Hovick has to throw. He knows they know, and he throws it here to Johnson, and Johnson is spun down on a tremendous open field tackle by that man, Daniel Villalobos, and again they turn it over on downs. 4th time today.
aggressiveness. I mean, this defense came out with a vengeance tonight. It really did, and it shows. Each specific tackle has been nothing but aggression.
Coaches love to see that, don't they?
Definitely.
Roy Lopez in his 16th year here at Marcos de Niza has another terrific team. Looks like they'll be heading into the postseason with 5 consecutive wins under their belts.
2 losses coming to ranked teams.
And now we are seeing the reserves start to come in. That was Antonio Warner with his first carry. Now we've got
Urban Harris on the tackle. Gain of 2 on the play.
I mean, Chavez has come a long way, as you said. The last 2 years, they've had some tough roads behind them, but looks like they're going to end the year 7-3. You know, that's a very, very respectable record.
Josh Eckley is in, the sophomore backup quarterback. Almost runs into his running back as he hands it off here. As Josh Kirkwood makes a nice gain here to the near side. He's got first down yardage and more, and he's out of bounds at about the 33-yard line for a gain of 15.
Kirkwood, another crafty individual, and we're going to see this again. They're going to play to one side of the field, and once they get in the red zone, that other side of the field is going to open up. Well, I will not be surprised if Blankenship doesn't catch a touchdown.
Holding call is going to bring back that nice 15-yard gain. Remember, you can also see other coverage of high school sports, baseball, mixed martial arts, and original shows here on IBN Sports. And for a DVD of this game and any other game we bring you, visit IBNSports.com. So the Padres will be back at the 45-yard line. Just made the announcement that the Padres assume they will be home in the first round of the state playoffs next week. Pretty safe bet. Eckley now out of the shotgun. Again, he will hand it off to Antonio Warner, sweeping the left side. And Warner is finally brought down over there on that far side by Chavez's Arturo Macias. He gets down to about the 45.
Warner takes the ball
11-yard gain on the play.
45-yard line of Chavez.
Still short of the first down by about 5. It'll be 3rd and 5.
5 yards to go for
And the clock stopped with 7 minutes and 25 seconds to play in the game, and the season for Chavez. Marcos Deniza's season undoubtedly going to continue. Eckley now out of the shotgun again with a man in motion. He'll keep it himself. Eckley shows that he can be a running quarterback as well. He's got first down, yardage down to the 35 for a gain of 10.
Eckley kind of reminds me of Pat White a little bit from West Virginia a few years ago.
Eckley in limited action so far this season, 10 out of 12 throwing the ball and 4 touchdowns. And a couple of touchdowns running the ball, so this is not his first rodeo. He's going for as an effective backup quarterback for Halloween this year. He'll hand that one off. And it's Kadeem Stewart, another reserve off the bench, who gets down to about the 30-yard line for a gain of 5.
Stewart takes it to the 30-yard line.
Clock continues to run. 6:38 to play in the game. It'll be 2nd and 5. Nice position to be in, leading 34-0. Backup quarterback Josh Eckley into the game, along with some reserve running backs and receivers. 28 is Antonio Warner. Again, the motion man, and again they give it to Warner, sweeping the right side. Gets a block and cuts back inside, ran into his own man, but looks like he did get the first down inside the 25 to about the 22 for a gain of 8.
Great thing about Eckley, he's a sophomore. He's getting some key playing time, some key minutes to log in for next year. Coach Lopez can't be anything but happy right now.
It's all good. Big win on homecoming.
Next week. You
don't stay 16 years in one place for nothing, right?
Down to the 23 officially, but it is 1st and 10 with 5:48 to play in the game and the clock running. I'll give it to Antonio Warner one more time, but Chavez defense was there and ready for that one. May have lost a yard on that one, actually. Looks like they did. Call it back out to the 25. 2nd and 12 now.
2nd and 12.
Pair of receivers to either side for Eckley. Put Warner in motion. Eckley now looking to throw, and it's going to be intercepted to the 20. And finally, Chavez's Sammy Alcantar is going to be brought down. That's his 6th interception of the year, so he is a ball hawk.
Alcantar, linebacker with great hands. I can really see that he was actually ready for that one.
Dropped into coverage, and that 8-play drive was tied for Niza's second longest of the night. They went 12 plays on their first drive, and since then they've been scoring 2-play drives, 1-play drives. They turn the ball over here, and it's Chavez's ball with 5:02 to play at their own 40. That one goes complete across the middle.
Hovig's pass is complete.
And it's Johnny Cruz. Cruz is out to the 48-yard line. For a gain of 8, it'll be 2nd and short. 4:34 to play and the clock running. Looks like Niza still has a lot of its defensive starters in there. See Priest Willis here now playing corner here on the near side. On 2nd and 2. Hovig nowhere to throw it. Finally does. Has a man open, and Johnson can't hold on. Kendall Johnson got his body all turned around looking for that one up in the night sky, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 3rd and short.
I mean, it was an athletic attempt, but I think that ball was up there in the air a little bit too long for him to catch. Get his feet set for it.
Going to be a disappointing end to an otherwise terrific career for Chandler Hovig.
Hovig he played his heart out tonight. The defense, honestly, I would attribute the performance, the misperformance of the champions of Cesar Chavez to the defense of Marcos Niza, no doubt.
3rd and short here with 4:08 to play in the game. Chavez needs to convert this one. Kevin Broom now. Broom will get the first down to the 41-yard line.
Broom just sweep through the defense for the first time tonight.
Showing you that speed. Down to the 41.
Ball spotted on the 41 of Marcos. First down, Chavez.
An 11-yard gain for senior Kevin Broom.
Kevin Broom, as you said before, he sat out because he was at St. Mary's. This is going to be a tough loss for him, but he did play his heart out tonight as well.
Hovig throws that one complete across the middle to Jay Jordan. And Jordan's going to be down inside the 35 to the 34, gain of about 7.
Looks here comes the subs in for the Padres, getting some experience in.
Making the tackle.
They might need it, you know. It's going to be a long season with the postseason coming up.
It's going to be all hands on deck from here on out.
Definitely.
Inside the 35, just barely to the 34.
Villalobos coming out, having an amazing game.
2nd and about 3. Hovig will flip it here on the near side to Jay Jordan. And Jordan's going to have the first down inside the 30 to about 25-yard line for a gain of 9.
Jay Jordan for a first down. Priest Willis on the tackle.
Priest Willis, another guy having a monster game today.
Ball spotted on the 25.
The aptly named.
Down to the 25. And once they set the chains, the clock continues to move now. 2:37 to play. This game is going to take just over 2 hours to play. Not what you expect with two teams that come in averaging between them almost 80 points combined a game. Again, that little delayed draw to Kendall Johnson. Johnson's inside the 20 to the 19.
Kendall Johnson. Dustin Lamson on the tackle.
I guess that is a drawn-out play. We've seen it a few times.
Yep. It's no accident.
Ball spotted on the 20.
Ball is just over the 20-yard line by the length of the football. 2:05 to play. Clock running.
Looks like Hovig is going to get his last touchdown. I hope so.
Second and 5 now from the 20. Hovig wants to go back the other way. Throws into the end zone, and it should have been a touchdown, but it's dropped there. Jalen Shands has one go through his hands. That's incomplete. That play took a long time to develop, and Hovick had time to motion for Shands to get open in the corner. And he put it there, but it was incomplete. Clock stopped with 1:42 to play. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Shands did had to run about 10 yards to his right, diving to catch that.
It's a very nearly last chance saloon time here for Cesar Chavez. 2 receivers to either side. One man in the backfield is Johnson. Hovick will throw across the middle. It's going to be complete to Jay Jordan. Jordan has a first down inside the 5 to the 4-yard line.
Great tackle by Andrew Molina.
Andrew Molina made the touchdown-saving tackle.
Making his first appearance of the night, and his presence heard.
Andrew Molina, junior defensive back. A nice tackle there, and now from the 4-yard line on 1st and goal with 1:22 to play. Chavez looking to get on the board before the clock strikes 0. Hovick will keep it. Hovick diving, trying to get to the end zone, and he does. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Cesar Chavez.
So they spoil the shutout.
Chandler Hovick, only quarterback keeper.
Hovick's keeper, his 6th rushing touchdown of the season, but it's far too little and far too late. Still, it'll be his final memory of his high school football career.
Field goal team out on the field for the first time tonight for the champions. Shaking off the rust.
Macias's extra point is up and good, and with 1:09 to play in the game, Chandler Hovick's.
Ken, do you think that the champions are going to try an onside kick?
Why not at this point?
Right?
So Chandler Hovick's 4-yard run.
And a reminder, more
and Arturo Macias's point after makes it 34-7 with 1:09 to go.
Football playoffs begin. The Padres will host a team.
They go 60 yards.
We're assuming that it will be Apollo High School.
9 plays. In 3 minutes and 51 seconds.
That's the surge of offense that we were anticipating coming in today. 42 points a game.
One of their longest actual useful drives of the night. They had longer drives, but they didn't pay off in any points until got here into the very late stages of the game. Marcos Niza broke it open with 2 touchdowns in the span of 16 seconds in the 4th quarter.
Instead of the... Oh, there we go.
They do send it high in the air. It's a loose football back inside the 40. We're going to have to see who's at the bottom of the pile, and it looks like it's a Padre with it. Let's see who comes away with it. And
Padres get the ball.
Clutching the football at the bottom of that pile is Brian Drew Jr.
I think I've come up with a name for the Padres defense.
Oh, do tell.
You've heard of the steel curtain.
Yeah, that's from my generation.
I would say that they're the steel robe. Steel robes.
Yeah. Okay, funny boy.
Hey. Well, it's, because friars wear robes and Padres.
You have to explain it. I don't know. From the 37-yard line with 1:01 to play. Again, Josh Eckley, who came in to replace Tommy Thornton at quarterback, scrambling for his life here, and finally brought down by Todd Slaughter.
Todd Slaughter on the tackle.
They're just trying to get a few extra hits in,
Even if you're in an underclassman, it's going to be a while before you get to hit anybody before spring practice.
Actually, I one of my coaches in high school used to say,
and a face mask at the end of that. That's why the clock is stopped.
Personal foul face mask against the defense.
Coaches used to say, once you're a senior in high school, you legally can't hit anybody anymore. It's the last chance you can legally hit someone because they're over 18.
Out to the 48.
8-yard line. First and 10 Padres.
45 seconds left and the clock running as Eckley has two backs with him in the shotgun. He'll give it to Warner. And Warner's going to be dropped for a loss.
Warner, the ball carrier.
Bradley Burston
on the tackle.
A nice tackle back to the 47-yard line.
Twenty seconds and counting.
They don't have to run another play. They may not. But referee Paul Verna alertly waited until we're under 25 seconds to go before blowing the ball ready for play. And so Marcos de Niza will not have to snap the football again, but they will be back next week as they win it 34-7 over the Cesar Chavez champions. So I'll ask you, Chet, what do you think of Marcos de Niza's chances in the state playoffs starting next week?
After all of the high school football I've seen this year, this is by far the best team I've seen live. And it was the best team effort I've seen from all aspects. And bottom line is, I think that they're going to give Chaparral a run for their money. I really do.
Well, it appears as though they're going to open with Apollo next week, but we'll wait to get the official announcement of all the pairings next week. And so with that, we say goodnight from Marcos de Niza High School in Tempe, Arizona. Our final score, the Marcos de Niza Padres 34, the Cesar Chavez champions 7. That's 5 straight wins to end the regular season for the Padres, who wind up 8-2 and go into the playoffs on a roll. Chavez finishes 7-3 and drop out of playoff contention. They were 17th ranked in the power rankings coming in, and this won't help them at all. For everyone on our IBN crew, including my partner Chet Golay, videographer David Marsh, producer Gail Marsh, Steve Selwood, Brent Jennison, Katie Grieve, and Briggs Porter back at IBN Sports. This is Ken Tomash. Thanks so much for joining us tonight and all season long here on the IBN Sports Broadcasting Network. It's been fun. We'll do it again someday. Final again, Marcos de Niza Padres 34, the Cesar Chavez champions 7. Good night from the Valley of the Sun.